Here we go.
My understanding is she demands 100% of your paycheck every week.
Yes.
What? Which is around $2,100.
Yes.
And gives you $25 a week back. What the fuck?
Yes.
Is that accurate, Ms. Tate?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can you explain why it is you're comfortable keeping him on such a short leash?
Well, I am comfortable with keeping him on a short leash because of the things that he likes to do with his money. We don't have a community pot. The community pot is right here in my pocket. He go catches his check, he come home, and he brings it to me. What I feel like he needs, he gets it at that point in time. He has recreational habits that I don't concur, so therefore he gets what I give him to spend.
What?
Woo! Woo!
And
and you've been doing this for 4 years?
Yes.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Do you care about how he feels at all?
I sure does. I do care about how he feels, but I also care how my household is ran and where the hard work and money goes.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
Why is it controlling? How about a guy just has some standards for himself and he's saying to himself, if I'm going to date you and we're going to be exclusive and I'm going to prioritize you in multiple ways, I have expectations of you, which means that you're not going to go out, get sloppy drunk with your friends, be around a bunch of guys that are going to be like, the whole time, and maybe behave badly because people make not so great decisions when they drink.
Well, duh.
And why are you putting yourself in that situation? I don't want to give my exclusivity to someone who's going to voluntarily put themselves in those situations.
You're goddamn right.
And by the way, if you have me and you're so happy with me, why do you need to do all of that? Perfectly reasonable for a man to come to the table and say those things.
Well, no fucking shit.
Guys are afraid to say them, oftentimes because they're afraid of losing a woman. Don't be afraid, men, to lose a woman who behaves badly. It will be an enormous favor to you if you lose someone that disrespects you consistently. Don't be afraid of the loss.
That's the fact, Jack! That's a fact, Jack!
I'm a flight risk. I don't think they're ready for the shit.
With this goofy ass cap of what he won't do, the next man will. As a 38-year-old eligible bachelorette, I could tell you right now, the next man probably won't. You'll get it worse from him. But something that I really want to discuss with y'all, and this is going to catch me smoke, but you can't cancel reality. The playing field is not level. There are more good single women than there are good single men. And the reality is, what you won't do, the next bitch actually will. There are good women with good pussy and good credit and good manners, thirsty as fuck to come scoop up a man who will go 50% on the bills and come home at night to play his little fucking game.
Bonus.
You feel me? You're so worried about aesthetics and keeping up with the Joneses and what so-and-so did on fucking Instagram. You feel like your man ain't putting on for you. Let me tell you something. A good man is a man who comes home every night. It's a man who listens and communicates to you. It's a man who doesn't cheat. It's a man who pays bills and shows up for the children and fixes things where he can. That's a damn good fucking man. And the same way that you want to be loved, he wants to be loved too. Everybody is a fucking prize, not just you. Stop expecting these men to jump through fucking hoops to earn your love, but you're asking for a love that you can't even fucking reciprocate. You got to be willing to give what you want to fucking get in order for that shit to fucking last. So if you got a good man, start pouring into him and stop dangling greener pastures in front of his face, because if you had it like that, you'd have it like that.
Excuse me, where's the father? He's a deadbeat bum with no job, no career, no nothing going on for himself, and a loser.
Oh, there's a big surprise. That's an incredible. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
I'll be the man that steps up. My Sierra prayer has been answered. What's your cash app? $boymom265. I'm putting all your kids in private school. No more public school. They all going to private school.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And my baby daddy thought nobody would want me and my 4 kids. What else they need? A place to stay. We about to get evicted. We behind on rent.
You can go back to, say, the Victorian era, and men used to treat women with an extreme amount of deference because the generations living then remembered a time when the world was a lot more difficult than people now remember it being. So the physical inequality between men and women was emphasized because the world was a much more difficult place. Men took a paternalistic and patriarchal view on how women should be treated, and women wanted men to take that. They wanted to be safe. They wanted to be provided for. They wanted to make sure their children were safe, and men did what they could. Now, men have won. They've, you know, the fact we've got aeroplanes flying overhead and the fact that we're not about to be invaded is the victory of Western man. Then for some reason women decided, okay, well, I'm not afraid anymore. I want what you have. You don't do the things that we do, so you can't have what we have. But men just want women to be happy. They want them to love them. They want their approval. And so if gaining women's approval means pretending women are equal to men or, you know, saying this, that, and the other, whatever it is, they'll do it. And it's completely taken men off of the throne that they sat on. This throne was never imposed by authority, actually. It was imposed by consent. And the second women withdrew their consent for the man to be on that throne, the throne collapses and the men are just standing around going, okay, well, I guess I'll just play video games and drink beer all day and smoke weed. And if you don't need me, I won't do anything. Because that's really the whole raison d'etre of being a man, just to be needed by someone else. And it's always been women.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
That's 6 months of your rent already paid. I don't have to live there. It's fine. To all the men on the street, this is a man. No,
and who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Sim!
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy.
We need diapers. They've been pooping on themselves for a minute.
You good? You want chicken nugget?
No, he only eat at Noble, so we can go there. Can you put them on your will?
I'm putting on my will right now. All your kids.
Oh my God, I just struck dumbass gold. Wait, do you
Nah. I don't got no kids of my own.
Oh, thank God, because that would have been a deal breaker.
Oh my God. I'm ready to step up. That's what a man does.
You know what sounds like fun to me on a Saturday night? Sitting in bed and letting my titties hang.
Yeah, boy. My day was as long as those
I've been going on dates for the past 2 weeks. When I say I'm not satisfied, this what the I got to choose. When you take me on a date, you open up my door. You open up the door. You pull out the chart if it's a chart, and you cut my steak if it's a steak. I'm always gonna order a steak to see if you got some home training. Be the gentle man. You trying to gently touch on this. Do the work. Do the work. We're going on multiple dates. You want some from me? We're going on multiple dates. We putting in effort. We doing what we gotta do to get some.
Stop it. Get some help.
You want him to be a gentleman. I've never heard of this cut my steak situation because that's giving very much I can't do for myself. But if that's your requirement, that's your requirement.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
I be on here all the time and I be watching you and I be trying to drill your ass.
What do you mean by that?
Excuse me for cussing.
There it goes. There it goes. Drill. I ain't cussed her at all. I be trying to drill your ass. See, for those of you that think she natural and pretty and all that, that's what you really gonna get at the house.
But wait, there's more.
That TV down. It's too loud.
Okay, hold on 1 second. You got 2 kids over here and they fell asleep watching TV.
You know what? And guess what? You could have a man like me over there with you, but you a little bit too much. You do too much.
Oh, well, I do everything by myself.
What would you do if there was a child right in front of you?
That exactly. I already know that. After the man gets some, he gone.
You think I ain't been through that before?
Oh yeah, and I'm telling you why you been through it.
Just because I'm loud don't mean nothing. I left them. They ain't leave me.
You are really dumb. For real.
I'm glad it's real sarcastic to you because I don't care.
I'm really dumb.
Because guess what? Tomorrow you're going to be in the same predicament. Next year you're going to be in the same predicament. When you're 40, you're going to be in the same predicament. And when you're 50, the only thing that's going to be worse is you're not going to get no tax money from them kids. needs.
He ain't lying.
See, that tax money's gonna run out eventually, which is income for y'all. The little kids is not gonna be in the house to keep y'all company forever. So guess what? You're gonna be wishing and praying and hoping you had a guru.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
Asking me, like a lot of dudes been asking me like in my DMs, like, oh bro, like how do you find such a beautiful woman? How do you find the love of your life? You know what I'm saying? I'm having trouble finding relationships and this and that and that. And bro, at the end of the day, sometimes you got to realize that you need to stop thinking up here and start thinking down here. All right. And I really, why I'm telling you that is because that's the advice that was told to me, and it worked out just fine for me. Instead of going for the 10s and the models and all this, I went for a 5. Okay. And sometimes a 5 isn't that bad, bro. Honestly, it matches your, you know what I'm saying, size. See what I'm saying? So it even works out even better because a 5 will accept that. So look, bro, at the end of the day, you got to stop thinking that you're worth more than what you really are, bro. You got to go with what's even to you. So you don't get disappointed when she leave you for a bigger one. You get what I'm saying? So you got to go sometimes for the ugly ones, you know what I'm saying? Because then they ain't gonna, they gonna cook for you. They ain't gonna ever cheat on you. They gonna love you and they gonna treat you right because they know you ain't going nowhere either. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta just know that it's okay to go and lower your standards sometimes. You need to lower them. All right. Take that from a guy who's had a 10-year relationship. Okay. It's worked out just fine for me. I may not have the baddest or the prettiest or the thickest, but I got
what is wrong with you?
Hold on, I'm spitting right now. I got what I wanted, y'all, okay? Look, she ain't all that. But it works out.
I'm gonna slap you with 5 fingers, talking about 5s.
She looked like she was born with 6 fingers, but you know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
University of Arizona, the statistic is 1 in 3 college students will get chlamydia.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
And half of those will get it more than once at U of A.
I've had guys and girls be like, yeah, I've slept with like 200 people, but say they've never had chlamydia. I was like, you're either lying about how many people you slept with or you're lying about never having chlamydia.
Well, doggy. Ain't that be something?
Ever bang ugly chicks just because you feel
Absolutely.
bad? You do?
Absolutely.
So
Why?
you'll give a mercy.
You're a good-looking guy.
You'll throw a mercy.
Every like it's
would you ever do a fat chick?
Absolutely. I believe it or not, there was an instance not too long ago where I hit the 280 mark.
Say what?
You banged the chick. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Let me get this. International wrestling superstar John Cena took home a 280-pound chick.
She took me home. I didn't take her home.
Were you attracted to her?
Absolutely, and the experience was great.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn! What? Fuck! Fuck!
She have a nice face?
She had a nice smile.
Why did you do that? I don't understand.
Well, first it was kind of a challenge set out to me by the entire roster, and it was like it was a thing where you won't do it. Okay, I'll do it, but it wasn't like
she approached you and said,
I'll
"Listen,
do it.
would you come back with me?"
There was just like a moment. I'm pretty polite and respectable to everybody, so there was that moment, and then she walks away, and then the boys start getting on. Yeah, you won't do it, and it wasn't like okay, I'll do it. Tail between my legs, going over there. I said, not only will I do it, I'll enjoy it, and I did. It was a great night.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I think girls. I hate that I truly believe this. There's always someone else that they have in mind when they're in a relationship or they're on their way out. There's always someone else.
And you think guys don't?
Nope. I don't think they do to the degree. And here's why. Like most girls, I still think fall into the whole like, okay, they want to be provided for. It's like a natural instinct to be taken care of. It depends for every person, but I think there's just probably someone that is like a friend. And that's why like I don't think there's true like guy girl friendships, because I think it's like it's someone in their mind that if this hits the fan, that person is a potential. Not that it is or it's guaranteed or it's going to happen. But I just think they have someone in their mind, like whether they've been like garnering that relationship or not, that depends on the person and like their level of commitment to the actual relationship. But I do fully believe that girls always have someone else that they're like, oh, if this doesn't work, I could start going into that.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I might get a lot of hate for this, but I have said it before and I will say it again. Men were taught their entire life how to treat a woman, but not what to expect from a woman. But women were taught their entire life what to expect from a man, but not how to treat a man.
Message!
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get past.
Did you just say you want to put it in my ass?
What? No, don't put words in my mouth.
You want to put it in my mouth as well?
What?
Oh my god, that's disgusting. But no need to beg. You can, just make sure you clean it in between. Come on. What?
If a man wanted to take you to McDonald's for a first date, would you go?
Yes, if we're vibing.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
And then we can like fucking play Uno there. Who knows?
Okay. But would you ever date a man that makes less than you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Are you single right now?
Yes.
Yeah? So can I get your number?
No.
Why?
You can look me up on Facebook. It's You're cute, but
I'm
you're
cute.
a Gen Z.
What would you rate me on a scale of 1 to 10?
7.
7?
7. You gotta get the beard. You gotta get the beard growing in right here, and I'll give you a 10.
Okay.
Oh no, she didn't.
You guys have guy friends at all?
I have one since high school.
So if you made a move, he would reject you.
I think he would. I think he looks at me as little sis, and I definitely look at him as big bro.
What you mean?
Like, do you want to f me? I kind of want to f you tonight, Patty.
We can't do it tonight.
Why? So we can do it tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
That's insane.
He's like a brother to me. I could never.
Message! You know, people who use the phrase, it is what it is, they are dangerous. Because they don't allow anything outside of their control to affect them. They've mastered the art of acceptance. And if you try to manipulate them or threaten in any way to leave them, you know what? They don't give a They do not care. You could walk out of their life and they'll open the damn door for you. And the best part, if someone asks them if they're okay because you left them, they'll just use that magical phrase, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
If Drake wanted to fly you out on an expense-paid trip to his house, but you're in a relationship, are you going?
It was at this moment that he knew. He up.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, I'm going.
Just left Whores Anonymous. Everybody was asking where you were at. Everybody's wondering if you relapsed. Are you out hoeing around? Are you out being a whore?
One thing women know how to do really good is keeping other women single.
Yeah,
women give other women the most horrible advice ever.
Yeah, I agree.
So that they can be single just like you. They really have a clandestine jealousy for women who are in a relationship. No one's looking for you. You're no man's first choice. You're absolutely no man's first choice, saying how you don't need no man and how we don't need y'all. What do you mean we, lady? Wait. You're only one person. What do you mean we don't need y'all? You are no man's first choice. Stop trying to recruit these young girls and have them recycle your way of thinking to pull them on your side, because these young girls and women that are aligning themselves with the interests of men, they have a chance to go on and have a happy and healthy, fruitful relationship. You don't. But now you're trying to recruit more and more women to come over there and be lonely with you.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Hey y'all, get ready with me while I tell you guys how I got caught cheating for the first time.
Tell me your biggest secret.
I'm cheating on my boyfriend with like 5 other guys.
I'm confused how he doesn't know.
Because I have another account.
I think it's crazy how, like, especially guys on TikTok will be like, oh my gosh, you look so fake, you look so worked on. Because I had a little lip filler and some Botox. Doesn't really change my face at all.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop your fucking lying.
How
much would you give me a week for me to stop dancing? Tripping, I would never stop.
Just sent for my new book entitled, I Wanna Be a Hoe.
So why did you end up popping your balloon?
Yeah, I feel like he's not tall enough.
Okay, I'm 6'2" though. How tall are you?
Really? Well, I'm 5'1", but I mean, I do have some heels on right now. So I'm a little taller, and I just feel like we're about the same height.
What? Oh no, he's definitely towering over you, girl.
I mean, you are very handsome,
Thank
and
you.
you listed off each and every single quality that I want in a man. I loved everything you said, but that top paired with those shoes, it's a no.
Wow, man. Damn.
I'm 5'11", and I'm also wearing heels, so I need a man who's taller than me, like at least 6'3".
But girl, didn't you keep your balloon unpopped for that man who was like 5'10"?
Girl, stop. That man was fine.
You're down bad, bro. I dropped like 10K at the strip club a couple months ago, bro.
Huh?
Like, I haven't had sex since like high school type shit.
Why did you drop 10K at a strip club?
I be gambling and shit, bro. So like when I win, I hit the strip.
You smashed some strippers for 10K?
Well, I used to do that, but
You used to give girls money to fuck.
yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago when I was living in Cali.
You just been paying for ass for the longest.
I mean, yeah, bro. I've only had one like real chick in high school.
That shit's sad, don't you think?
I mean, in the moment, not really, but now, like, yeah.
You thought wrong, dude.
Shit just got real.
The strengths of masculinity and manhood, unfortunately, are being used against men at times. Normal masculine strengths or their ability to perhaps assert themselves being misconstrued. Attacking fathers, for example. When was about a year ago, I went to the beach reading a book, just relaxing, and the peace in the environment was disrupted by a lady in the background that started shrieking quite a lot of verbal barrage. And I quickly had a glance, and she was actually verbally abusing her husband, and it went on for quite a few minutes.
Off with his hand! Off with his hand!
What struck me from that was a couple of things. He actually assertively responded to her. I was quite impressed in his ability to assertively communicate back. And that was particularly important role modelling for their 5-year-old son that was also in the middle observing this verbal barrage. But the other component was her turning around to her son and saying, "Your father's an idiot."
You act very much rap card.
And hands down, that's just wrong. So there's this demeaning of the father role in insults like that, for example.
Do you know what sucks about getting charged with DV? I got charged for pushing my wife's hand. Cops offered me 2 to 5 years jail or 2 to 5 years without seeing me kids. I pled guilty to assault because they weren't going to let me home. For pushing a hand when I was grabbed. The fucking legal system is fried.
Just out of nowhere, last couple years, I'm a male feminist. I've always championed women. No, you haven't. You haven't.
This shit came out and scared. You did something. You grabbed some.
What the fuck did you do that you have to overcorrect that hard? What kind of a man who still has his balls is walking around saying that he's a male feminist? I'm a male feminist. I totally see the way you see the world. It's impossible as a man who was raised right.
This is why male feminists are so cringe, and why I would never date one or sleep with one. A woman leaving her tribe happened all the time. Probably means that she's self-aware and just doesn't hate men. And she just doesn't want to change her own tire, thank you very much. But a man turning against other men? Bro, it goes against evolutionary psychology on every level. Because when that proverbial lion comes to get us all, ain't no way a single man who's been outcasted from the tribe is going to be able to defend your ass. All the other men are going to say, "Cool, bro, you do you." And let's see what cave the lady ends up in that night. No matter what the ladies tell you, they don't want an agreeable man and they don't want an overly emotional man. End of story.
Write that down, write that down!
Sydney, men deserve to be berated in public. You're being ridiculous. Stop this defending men thing. It's icky. Hold on, wait, no, stop. Role reversal. What if it was a woman being berated in public? Is that okay? Do you think that should happen? No, Sydney, I don't think it's okay to talk to women like that in public. Ugh, you're so stupid. We need to protect women.
Australia really needs to have this conversation. Where women were many decades ago in terms of the silent phenomena of domestic abuse is really where men are at now. I'm not sure if you're aware, our own Australian Bureau of Statistics, there's a statistic in there that 70% of male victims experience assault by a female perpetrator in the home. And that's a higher number than the female victims at 64%. Why aren't we talking about those numbers?
All men were feminists like you.
All right, here's that check for you, sir. Second of all, how dare you assume that because I'm a man that I'm going to be paying for this whole dinner? Women are fully capable of paying for themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to split the bill between you two then?
Actually, why don't we do this so we can really drive this point home for you because you're giving me very misogynistic vibes right now. Leave the entire bill and she will pay for the entire thing because she is a strong, independent woman who does not need a man to provide for her. As a feminist woman, wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess.
In that case, here's the check, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, this is expensive.
Oh, you got it.
Are you gonna help me?
Absolutely not. As a feminist man, I don't want to imply that you can't defend yourself just because you're a woman.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, relationship. As a feminist woman, wouldn't you agree with that?
Alright. This. I'm dating a conservative.
How's a man going to talk about that?
Yeah.
But where's he going to go? Is he going to go to some authority and say, my wife is beating me or something?
Well,
they're not going to be believed, are they?
Well, exactly. This is part of the social influences and the social determinants of health that we need to really put onto the table, particularly in looking at a national men's health policy, because of these kind of issues. The kind of abuse a man may experience by a female perpetrator, a woman's not likely to pack a punch the way a male would, for example, but women abusers, unfortunately, may be very good at sugar-coated viper tongues. So there'll be a lot of statements that are hit below the belt.
Like your dad's an idiot.
Like your father's an idiot, or you think you're a man, or you think you're good in bed.
There are also loads of studies out there in relation to male domestic violence victims and male sexual assault victims that say that men, firstly, are not really willing to report what's happened to them out of fear or being ashamed. And they also don't consider violence against them to actually be violence because we downplay it a lot of the time when it comes at the hands of a woman.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Remember when you pulled up on Figueroa Street, you said you would pay me $200 if I suck your dick on this live.
I lied. Everything's gonna be okay.
The more you know. Ladies, you guys tell me all the time that men are extremely dangerous. But when we offer you money to do weird, odd things, that part of the brain that's like danger just like stops working. It's very weird. This lady was promised money with no guarantee and went along with the little game with this streamer. I just don't get it. Mad bad, but money. I'll do whatever you say. That's kind of wild. I know I'm not just going to do anything for some random person I met for some money. That's kind of crazy.
Remember, your center of gravity will shift when you have an erection. Until we meet again.
I'm off the apps. I'm deleting them.
Walked out in the middle of the date.
The worst experience of my life.
I'm just so done with dating. My date is over. I'm so shocked right now. It didn't end well. Such a bad date.
If you're feeling like shit about your dating life, or like everyone's sucks, or you're making terrible decisions, I do want to remind you that I, at 33 business years old, dated a guy with one leg who ghosted me on the 4th of July.
Right. Why would you tell me you're going to call me when you get home and then you don't call me when you get home?
I just saw a video saying that attractive people are more isolated and lonely. The reason I'm single and have no friends is just because people are so intimidated to talk to me because I'm so attractive.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
I'm so fucking lonely. I don't think I ever expected being in a situation where I am actively trying to make connections and not being able to do so.
Surprise! The number of young single men in America is at a record high. This is why. According to Pew Research data that was released this week, a staggering 63% of men in their 20s are single, which is almost double that of women.
What kind of world do we live in where a normal, regular girl cannot find just a regular guy out here to date?
Lies! exceptions.
Because these guys don't want a real woman. They want a fantasy. They want to live in this fake fantasy world. They would rather jack off to some screen, to some robot. Rather than actually deal with a real human being and what comes with that. You know why? Because it's easier. And I am done. I'm done.
Bye, Felicia.
She goes, why don't you just sleep around like I've been doing for the last few years? It's made me way happier than any marriage ever could.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sitting here like, that was the worst possible answer. Like, Jesus Christ. Then it gets crazier. She goes, I finally hit a milestone this weekend that I've been working towards since I decided to start doing this. She goes, I just hit my 500th body.
What in the actual fuck?
And I'm sitting here like, holy, you've slept with 500 people. Like, I thought I was the type of person that didn't care about body count, but when I heard 500, I didn't even graduate with 500 people. That's like trying to, like, collect STDs like you're trying to fill out a Pokedex. Like, gotta catch them all. She continues sliding over to me, puts her hand on my shoulder, rubs, like, it down my arm, and she goes, I can make you forget all about her. And I'm sitting here like, God damn it. Like, yes, but no. 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 The server's cleaning a table next to me. Like, I wanted to grab the sanitizer and be like, no, and spray her with it. And, like, my arm at that point.
Wow, guys, this is exactly why you want to know the backstory on the woman that you're interested in. Because she can look like your type, but not be your type. So stay informed, guys, because you don't want to be guy number 501.
What did we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
I don't fucking know either. I guess we learned not to do it again.
Yes, sir.
I'm fucked if I know what we did.
Yes, sir. It's hard to say.
Jesus fucking Christ.
After our first date, we went like on some little walk by the pond, real cute. And the next day, he sent me like a full spa care package. For what?
Uh-oh.
Like what? I ain't gonna hold y'all. A spa care package. I'm talking about like facials, deep stone massage, everything after one date. That right there is a red flag to me now. Like when people start giving you big packages and big presents like so early on, that's a red flag. That's the beginning of love bombing.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
So he came home and he was like, you know, babe, I lost my job. I'm like, all right, cool. So a month later, like the bills, it was time for the bills or whatever, you know, and I'm like, you know, the bills due, babe, or whatever. And he was like, okay, you know, I'm not working. And I'm just, in a month, like, it's all kind of hustles. You could have been doing something or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, if I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? I told this man from day one, my money is my money and his money is our money. Why should I spend my money paying the bills?
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Like, no, he should have paid me back. So that's when I decided, like, I can't be with this man no more.
Right.
Women ruin relationships and they ruin families.
So I had sex with his homeboy. Like, we all cool. I texted his homeboy or whatever. You know, we went together. We left. I met up with him. And we was chilling, we was drinking or whatever. And I started venting, you know, like I started getting emotional. One thing led to the next. I did not purposely mean to do what I did with his friend.
Come on, don't bullshit me. Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
But things happen. Like, y'all understand what I'm going through.
See, now that's some bullshit.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. $326.
A month. Because he's not working.
You smart.
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now.
You know, I don't know what I find funnier as more and more women are making these videos. The fact that they're finally figuring out that men are done. They're walking away from dating. They're walking away from relationships in marriage. They don't want anything to do with women anymore. Or the fact that today's modern women can't seem to understand that they are the reason why men are walking away from dating, relationships, and marriage. Well, ladies, to quote someone from a long, long time ago, let me explain it to you, Lucy. And I'm doing so knowing full well it's a complete and utter waste of time because 99% of the women that watch this are going to fall into one of two camps. The ones that will not take any accountability or responsibility and will immediately jump in the comments to deny that this is the reality. Or the other ones who can't deal with the aforementioned reality and accountability that they do need to take and therefore will shut themselves down rather than have to listen to it. But for that 1% that might actually listen, here's the reality for y'all. For years now, you've all run around saying you don't want men, you don't need men, you just want them to leave you alone. And if you didn't say it, you allowed other women to say it for you and never told them to stop. You allowed those women to speak for you and to tell men to go away, which is exactly what men are doing. Yet you're all sitting here shocked that men are actually doing what you asked because you've all convinced each other that men don't listen to you, when in fact, we do. We hear you loud and clear. And yet here you are wondering why there's no men at these dating events. I mean, really? Then, of course, there's the never-ending, ridiculous demands, higher standards you've all come up with, where you expect men to be perfect, where you'll deride them for being less than 6 feet tall or making less than 6 figures, even though the overwhelming majority of men fall into one or both of those camps. And don't even get me started on these 6-pack abs and 6-inch you-know-what, which you all demand men have, but when men hold you to similar criteria, you scream it's not fair, it's body shaming. I'm sorry to tell you, ladies, but contrary to the belief you all have, we're not dumb. We see and hear what you're saying. We see it for the double standards and utter hypocrisy that it is, and we're not going to deal with it. But hey, you can keep chasing those perfect 10s, the less than 5% of guys that actually meet all those criteria, even though the reality is, for most of you, you don't stand a chance of getting one of those guys, because they could have any woman they want, and they're not going to settle for an average woman, which is what most of you are. Just like most men are average also. And just like you've rejected all those average men as not worthy enough, well, I hate to break it to you, they're now rejecting you because you're not worthy enough. The difference being that unlike women rejecting men for superficial things like not having 6-pack abs or being 6 foot tall or making 6-figure income, men are rejecting the average woman because they've become so toxic, so ridiculous with their demands, so utterly narcissistic that it's simply not worth engaging with them. Ladies, you need to look in the mirror and ask yourselves a serious question. Why? As in, why would you think men would want anything to do with you, would want to be anywhere near you, let alone go on dates or be in relationships with you? Why would you think we'd want to put up with that toxic behavior? And before you all go screaming, it's not fair to label us all that way, remember the other thing that I haven't brought up yet, but I will now. The whole Me Too movement. The one where you scream to the high heavens, it's all men till it's no men. Or that every man should be assumed to be bad until he proves himself to be good. Well, ladies, guess what? The reverse is true too. It's all women till it's no women. And as for women proving themselves to be good, not bad, well, we'll get back to you when we actually find one like that. The reality of the world is today's women have made it completely unsafe for men to be anywhere near them. The risk of a false allegation of harassment or worse is simply too great. And while you all love to scream that they're rare, The reality is, it happens by the millions every single year, and men know it. This is especially true at things like dating events, because it's every bit as likely for a man that you're going to turn around and claim he's harassing you, or that you'll mock him, humiliate him, even go so far as making videos about him because you find it amusing that he actually thought he might have a chance with you when he's not even in your league, which is hilarious since most of the women who do these things aren't in any man's league, which is why later on in life they end up making videos demeaning men and putting them down because they've ended up broke, bitter, and alone, and they want to encourage as many women to join them in their misery. So I hope you all truly are strong and independent, because that's your future. It's why I've already invested in companies that make things like cat food and boxed wine, and why I'm already seeing a huge return on my investment. And it's only gonna get better. So you're gonna have to be strong and independent, because you're not gonna have that partner in life who will support you. It wasn't men's idea. It was yours. Y'all made your bed. Now you're gonna get to lie in it. Alone.
If I write a book about my life, don't know where I begin. Couple L's thrown at me, I took them on the chin. Used to see me taking losses, they surprised a nigga win. The longer I live, I'ma lose myself. And if I had choose me or you, then I'ma choose myself. A higher power in mind is worth me more than wealth. Hit a couple licks on your brody, I gotta use my scalp. Foreign belt wrapped around my jeans, it's hard to hold my pants.